And whether he deserves his suspension or not, it really doesn't matter at this point. What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the Crazy Tommy C. There is no Dead on Dave whatsoever. He's taking a little break because of a sleeping issue. He can't get to sleep. But let me get into this Dennis Weidman situation right away. Forget the arguments whether he was concussed or not. Forget the arguments whether he did it on purpose or not. Forget everything that we have been arguing about because it has now been deemed irrelevant. I'm not sure that I wondered out loud about this yesterday, and it had to do with whether he was checked or not, and whether it was a really good idea to suspend him. I can't remember if I said this online or off, but it was a good idea to suspend him because it might bring attention to the fact that he didn't get medical attention. Well, as it turns out, with the automatic appeal when it comes to 20 games, which the NHL PA will have to do, it turns out that the NHL may have made the biggest mistake in their history, and I bet it has something to do with Colin Campbell. An absolute incompetent coach, an absolute incompetent player safety guy, or whatever the hell he was in the 90s or 2000s. He's absolutely incompetent. They just released all his damn legal files based on the concussion lawsuits that's coming. That, by the way, more players will join after I talk to you about this. They're going to be jumping on this party after I tell you this. Because, like I said, the NHL just made the biggest mistake possibly in their history. And it doesn't matter whether Don Weidman did it or not. Here's the problem, and let me explain this to you. By suspending Dennis Weidman, and the appeal automatically coming, Dennis Weidman is going to claim that I was concussed. Therefore, my actions, I'm not responsible for my actions. And he more than likely will get a doctor to testify in his behalf that he's not responsible, that he cannot judge depth, that he didn't know it was a referee or a player skating at him or anything. No matter how bad the clip looks. All they need is a doctor to say, And I don't think he's going to get off. I certainly think Bettman's going to hear it. But he's definitely probably not getting 20. Well, I wouldn't say that. He may do the 20. This may go to court. And like I said, all they need to do is get a doctor to say, an accredited doctor to say, yes, he wasn't responsible. But that's not even the big issue. This appeal is going to bring attention to the NHL's SOP on how they deal with concussions. Now, I was under the impression, and I can't seem to get to the bottom of this, when the spotters spot you, you got to go back and get checked out. You have absolutely no choice. And considering the hot political topic that concussions are in contact sports, I would have assumed that was the case. After all, what's the point of not having spotters then? Of having spotters in the first place? There doesn't seem to be very much point at all. Apparently, Dennis Weidman refused attention. But he did get attention at some point because he used that in his defense in his suspension hearing. Now, when the NHL, they haven't made a video yet that I'm aware of, but the NHL, acknowledges that Weidman had a concussion. But they also go on to say, because they probably can't deny the doctor. They're not doctors over there. Maybe Colin Campbell is. And then they go on to say that he's still responsible under those circumstances. Probably for this reason. They're in a bad spot. They don't want the players running the referees and saying, just pulling the concussion card. The old military myth, the stress card. No, drill sergeant, no pulling my stress card, which, by the way, doesn't exist and never has. Just in case you're interested. Just an urban legend. They're afraid of that. I get that. But here's the thing. They're in a concussion lawsuit. More players are joining it all the time. And now, by suspending Weidman, and his appeal will bring media attention. to the SOP to see if they're following it or to see if the SOP is worth a shit. And you bet your ass that the players that are involved, or their lawyers, that are involved in this concussion lawsuit are paying very close attention. Because most of their cases have to do with the early 2000s, the 90s, 80s, and 70s, when they didn't know as much about concussions. But they can turn around and they say, look, nothing's changed. Wideman belonged off the ice. They let him play. Greg Wyshynski thinks this is a gift to the referees. That may be true, but it certainly wasn't the referees on the ice or the linesmen, because they allowed Wideman to play after he struck this referee. So I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe the other referees are pissed off, get him off. Look, everybody's reaction was visceral, including mine. When I saw that, oh my God, there's no way he could have done that on purpose. But then you see he was groggy. He had the fact that he has no history. The fact that the motivation is thin. I got to be honest. I've heard this from a few guys. There's a guy, he writes in all my videos. His name is Peter Cardona. And he's a really good guy. And he doesn't buy it. He says he's responsible. 100%. And you know what? I respect his opinion. Here's the thing. If a doctor testifies that he's not responsible, it doesn't matter what we think. The NHL probably can't afford to lose that lawsuit. With the crashing of the Canadian dollar, and I think that coincides with the Winnipeg Jets fire sale. Yeah, they stink, but I can't imagine they want to get rid of Bufflin and Ladd. This was the biggest mistake. They should have let the guy off the hook, took the social media heat, because most of the heat was on social media, not from the mainstream. They wouldn't want to see insensitive about concussions. Because having a concussion now is like having cancer. You can't say anything around the guy. Otherwise, they get all upset. This is huge. This is big, and it's not going away. And if I had to guess, this was a snap decision by Colin Campbell, because he was an incompetent coach. I was saying this to the boys in the chat. You're going to meet people like Colin Campbell throughout your entire life. They're going to be incompetent and terrible at everything, but for some reason, they just kind of float up. I think Colin Campbell's one of those guys. Here's what Barry Pacheski said from Denspin, who I can't believe I'm using, but he said it the best. The NHL is in a bind here. It's impossible to know Wideman's motivations when he hit Henderson. We've mentioned that. Don't know. But something bad happened, and the league, under pressure from the referees union, okay, maybe he has inside information, so Wyshynski's right, had to find something or somebody at fault. Accepting Wideman's concussion defense would have been a dangerous precedent. I agree with that. I think that's probably why they went that way. But that's the small picture. The big picture is the lawsuit. Accepting Wideman's concussion defense would have been dangerous and push the fault over to the NHL itself. Colin Campbell dodged the thorn bush altogether and cited the rule in a mandatory suspension, which necessarily had to ascribe malice to Wideman's actions. The league did not give Wideman 20 games, but did not have to give Wideman 20 games, but it looks a hell of a lot better for the NHL. If it makes the NHL had no choice. In other words, this is the rules, we have to do this, whatever. They didn't have to give him 20 days. They could have found a way around it. We well know from the John Scott situation, the NHL is okay with breaking rules and twisting things. Sean Avery rule, they can get around anything. The PA's not that strong. They never have been. But they might have a legal case here. It looks a hell of a lot better for the NHL if they make it feel like they had no choice. Okay. I think that's probably the best way to explain this whole thing. And it also was a stupid decision probably by Colin Campbell. And it doesn't shock me because it looks at the small situation. You take those guys aside and you say, first of all, we have no idea whether this guy did it or not. Can you take the referees on the ice? That's what I would tell the referees PA. I said, we had the referees on the ice. They didn't believe it. Wideman's got no history. I go, if we do this, we are inviting hell on earth. Maybe the referees say, yours. But it's on their jobs. Their jobs are on the line too. The NHL probably can't afford to pay something like the NFL. They can't just sell up, okay, here's $500 million. That could change things radically, like folding of teams, dramatic change of the games. And by the way, the ending of fighting would be first on the list if you care. This is how it affects you, the fan. This was a huge mistake. It was short-sighted. It's like everything the NHL does. With John Scott, we can't have a goon in there because we don't want to make the media upset. not realizing that it would actually bring more attention. They're so short-sighted. They're abysmal. So what do? They make a snap decision so they don't piss off the referees, and now they got a lawsuit problem. And Colin Campbell, by the way, a judge unsealed his emails, which, by the way, say one stupid thing after another about the spotters. The spotters. They're fucked. They are fucked. I was talking to Dave yesterday. He's saying, well, maybe Wideman will accept the suspension. And I should have thought it. There's no way they can. There's absolutely no way they can. Here's what they should have done. They should have ate the social media outrage. I don't think there would have been that much media outrage because they're political correctness nuts and concussions are in for victimization. They probably would have been like, But now, you got the lawyers involved. Now this is going to drag out. And here's the thing. Even if he loses, even if for an arbiter or whatever they call him, arbitrator, or how they call him, even if Bettman doesn't hear it, even if he loses, even if he does the 20 games, he's going to get that money back in court. Because all that man needs is for a doctor to come up and say he's not responsible for his actions under those circumstances. You can hem and haw and go, that's not true, and that all you want. It doesn't matter in court. However you feel doesn't matter. The doctor says it, whether it's true or not, it's true in court. This is going to fuck shit up. Big. It's big. And honestly, Deadspin was one of the first to recognize it, the only. And I was thinking of this shit yesterday. They screwed themselves. Austin, you screwed yourself. Or Brett screwed Brett. I don't know. Kevin Dwyer says, thanks, Obama. They should have just let it slide. I'm not saying give him nothing, but don't give him something where he has to automatically appeal. Whether he did it or not is irrelevant at this point because the league is more important than the pissed off referees. What are they going to do? Quit? What league are they going to go to? If they can't accept that explanation, tell them to fucking strike. My opinion, even though it doesn't matter whether Dennis Weidman did it or not, I don't think he did, based on his history. But again, we'll never know. And your opinion doesn't matter. The judges will. And it's going to affect your game. 718-395-7660. You got an opinion on this? I do want to hear it. Please don't argue with me. If I'm wrong, please tell me. And no disrespect to Peter Cardona. But he's been on the Weidman thing, and I've been very respectful for people who think he knocked him out. I just don't see the motivation. It doesn't make sense. He wasn't angry. He was dazed. And people keep pointing to the fact that he just kind of almost sociopathically just skated by. I don't think he knew where he was. And for the NHL to say that doesn't matter, and there's nothing we could do about this because that doesn't matter. That's up to a doctor, not them. And for to say, well, it was automatic suspension, nothing we can do about it. This is in our bylaws. We know that's bullshit. We saw what happened to John Scott and Sean Avery with the Avery rule. They go around the PA. They go around the rules all the time, however it suits them best. They have a history at it. And this time, it would have been their best interest to do that. Give the guy something where he can't appeal. And that's it. 718-395-7660 or add me to contact at shotfromthepoint, one word, on Skype. I'd be happy to take your calls. And I know, because I said yesterday, I don't want to take your calls or I'm in a pissy fucking mood. And I had them all. But now I'm sure none of you will call. So that's great. That's super. What's going on else in the hockey league? We're going to be talking about this a lot. Like it or fucking not. Don't matter. Dustin Byfuglien, Los Angeles, lad to Florida. What happened to the goddamn Jets? And Matthew Penreau, until he got hurt last year, tearing shit up. Going to that building's not easy. Jets fans are like the best fans in hockey. But I think what's going on with the Jets, I wonder if it has a lot to do with money as well. They're letting these guys go. Byfuglien wasn't hurting that team. Neither was Andrew Ladd. But I remember why the Winnipeg Jets didn't win shit the first time they were in the league. It's because they couldn't make any money. Because that's probably too small a market. It's okay when the Canadian economy was good, but it's not now. Probably because of the gas thing. They don't have anything to do with it. And then you got that friggin' dope. You literally put, you know what you did over there, Canada? You put like a guy from the real world in charge of your country. Good luck with that. Absolutely and totally incredible. Good luck with that. One dumb socialist after another. You think you don't have any? Your hockey teams left because nobody could afford them. The average Canadian couldn't afford them. Why are all the teams in America? We can afford it. That's what happened. Like it or not. Like it or not. Here, I got something for you. It's coming, well, Jimmy Murphy thinks this. He's a Bruins reporter. Maybe he wants to see it. Not sure how or when he'll react. What he said about Therion being safe. But based on a source that just told me, Bergevin will do just that. I'm guessing Therion is gone within a week. The only other scenario would be a major trade. Can't see that happening right now. And I wonder if I wonder if they'll clip Bergevin. Bergevin on before that. The Habs are horrible. Habs are horrible. A comeback victory by the Buffalo Sabres. Unacceptable. And it ain't just Carey freaking Price. You got Steve Dangle making fun of you guys. You got big problems. Apparently, Mr. Dion over there, he's going to do a show on his channel. You should let everybody know in the chat. Click on him, sub him. He's going to do a bilingual show, which I think is interesting. And I always said that we'd promote him whenever he got a chance. But so do that now. Say something in the chat right now, Mr. Marcel Dion, who was abandoned, or not Marcel Dion. He was abandoned by his father, Marcel Dion. Jermaine was abandoned. And he's a big hockey fan, but Dad won't talk to him. And it's sad. It's real sad. Let's check out the chat. Holy Christmas, it's the gun cannon. I'd rather take a call. I can't believe I'm getting a fucking call for a change. Thank you for calling. You've reached the In the Crease hotline. What's up?
You're very welcome. I'm taking my last break to call in.
Oh, well, actually, that makes me feel fantastic. What's your opinion on this? Any of the two topics I just talked about?
The Wideman thing, I mean, I've gone back and I've watched that footage, even from the one horrible angle that it's from.
Yeah.
I don't know. When he got hit, he turned, and when he turned, he went face first into the boards, and it wasn't like into the glass. It was right down in that corner. I don't know about you, but if you ever get punched between the eyes, do you have problems seeing afterwards?
It doesn't, but see, at this point, we've already, I don't know, we've already discussed this. It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether he did it or not. You can believe what you want, you know, and you could come to a reasonable conclusion either way. But I just don't think that matters anymore. Giving this guy a 20-game suspension was dumb. Dumb for political reasons. Dumb for the, I mean, I got to be honest with you, contact sports are under attack. They're under attack. And the guys that are running this company, conglomerate, whatever, that nonprofit, whatever the hell it is, are morons. They've been morons since long before our parents were born. They can't sell this goddamn game outside of Canada and other pockets of the United States.
And I completely agree with you on that one, Tommy. It's just, if concussions and stuff was such a big issue, why wasn't it addressed earlier?
Why wasn't he taken out? They really have an SOP where the players can reject it. And by the way, I'm going to be very clear. I don't care that he played with a concussion. To me, I'm one of these crazy old-fashioned guys. Like when it comes to smoking and doing shit that's bad for you, it's your fucking fault if things go wrong. So I don't care. It doesn't bother me. But that's not going to count in court. That doesn't work in court. That's just the way I live my life. And they're in a lot of trouble. They're in a lot of trouble. I think so. As far as, I don't mean to shut you down, buddy. I've had the conversation too much, and I think you can come to a reasonable conclusion either way. It's not one of these things where, and maybe I should just yell at you. Maybe I should yell at you. Maybe I should just say, yeah, he obviously wasn't. How insensitive are you, gun cannon? You don't care about the players. You just want everybody to die out there, you Neanderthal. Is that what you want me to do? I don't know.
No, I mean, let me kind of put it in kind of a perspective that I see it from. You know my whole backstory with doing the reenacting stuff and like that.
Yeah, I know you're a big dork, but go ahead.
I am a freaking dork. I don't care.
That's all right.
We don't have anything as far as to that protocol, and we're out there hitting each other with sticks.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, we're wearing like heavy gauge.
Nobody
steel,
sued whoever's in charge of that stuff. Nobody sued them yet. That's the only thing that happened.
Yeah.
And notice MMA and boxing seem to be off the they're not in the frying pan yet.
Exactly.
But there's Chris Nowitzki, former wrestler, a guy who I find him. He walks around like a doctor. I found out he has a degree in sociology. Mr. Former, the guy that got his dreams crushed because he had too many concussions, and he just woke up one day and looked for reasons to ruin it for everybody else just because he had a predisposition to concussions. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
he got headers taken out in a Pennsylvania school and applauded it. At what point in our lives do we take risks with our head? I don't want to live in a world where there's not headers in a soccer game. God, game's candy ass enough. We're going to walk around next thing I know, we're going to see kids walking around with fucking helmets. It's bad enough in the friggin' 80s when they were forcing everybody to have a bike to have a helmet. And I think by doing this, it takes less and less responsibility over the individual. Or freedom, really. You put less and less responsibility as an individual,
Yeah.
I mean, who knew in 1992 that professional fighting is bad for you? Everybody! They might not have known specifics, but they knew.
That even goes back to friggin' schoolyard crap. Let's be honest here. If you get in a fight, something bad's gonna happen, whether it's to you or the guy that you're fighting with. Shit's gonna happen.
Well, yeah. But what if they fall down, break their skull, and never wake up again? Or they have problems when they're older? Then you are responsible.
Yeah.
That's the way it works, buddy. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Sue everybody. That Jerky Boys call? Remember that one? I'll sue you. Sue everybody. There you go.
And thus is the rebirth of
and
the
I believe,
Chasers.
and I know I'm going to come up like tinfoil hat Tommy, and I don't care about that. I think this is about ending contact sports.
Yeah.
I do. I believe that, and I think boxing's next. Just one at a time. One at a time. I mean, look what happens to reporters that question this thing. You're insensitive. How dare you? I hope you get cancer.
That's I've seen enough of that to just be like, look, if you're gonna,
that's what this is about. This isn't about whether Weidman did it or not. That's what I'm saying. That's what. This is about.
If you're gonna whine about it, whatever.
These people,
it's annoying.
I don't believe these people care. They don't care. It's about power. I don't think they care. They don't give a crap. It's about power. That's what I think. All right. Jermaine tried to call before. I'm going to put him on.
All right. I'll talk to you later, Tommy.
Good call, brother. Jermaine called before, and I'm going to see if I can put him on. I don't know. He's at work. He probably shouldn't be calling me. Oh, I can't. Oh, that's why I can't call him. Jermaine, call back if you want to call. Line's free. Taking your calls. That's what I'm saying. It was a boring show today, but that's what's going on. You want to talk about the Has being a bunch of losers? Because they are. It's disgusting. It's repulsive what's going on over there. So, the Habs fans were such babies last night. They're running around complaining about Chris Kreider. Well, I got news for you. It happened almost 2 years ago. Doesn't make a difference. I love crushing this urban myth about Chris Kreider targeting people. Go look at those videos. He's obviously not targeting. He's a net crasher. Yeah, he clipped a few goalies. That's true. But I really defy you to show me where it's deliberate. Jermaine Dion, you're on the air. What do you think? How's that loser team of yours? But you can't wait to be a Nordiques fan. Oh, by the way, Nordiques, I don't think the NHL's expanding. I wonder if that whole thing's going to be on the Knicks by this summer. Knicks.
Okay, so now I'm pissed off that you want to piss me off more, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
That's the thing.
You want to be pissed off? What are you mad? Are you mad at the Habs? You want to be a Nordiques fan? Yeah, that's right. The way you looked at it is like, well, at least I'll have the Nordiques here, and I'll be okay with them losing, right?
Well, the Nordic will be closer than the Canadian for sure.
Oh, that's a big thing, right? Yeah. You're in northern Montreal. Northern Quebec, right?
For the Wideman stuff, man. You know what? Since I know that he did the test, but not soon enough. That's the thing. He did not took the test soon enough, I think.
I don't think it's
Is
not
it the
going
fault of the team, perhaps?
Yeah, that's true. Maybe he was, and I'll tell you something. Maybe he's bullshit. Maybe he wiped the guy out. I don't know. Maybe it was an excuse he needed. He needed something, but it's not going to matter. And actually, it goes in his favor because if the NHL's doctors didn't see him, and either a Calgary doctor or a private doctor, I don't know which, I'm guessing, did, or like a private doctor did, they have the ball in their court. They have the information. They saw Wideman. And the NHL didn't. And here's the best part. Buddy boy. The NHL agrees that he had a concussion in their statement. So if they agree he had a concussion and the doctor says he can't be held responsible because this thing's going on and that thing's going on, and he's pointing to a friggin' chalkboard in the courtroom and saying this is what happens to your brain, guess what? Guess who the judge is going to side with?
Yeah, for sure.
They fucked themselves.
Yeah, they did.
Colin Campbell. The guy's named after a place. The guy's named after a place where you poop. Jesus, how good could he be? Colin Campbell.
No good. He's ugly too, so.
The guy had the 94 Rangers and ran them in the ground. How do you do that? Kevin Lowe, Mark Messier, Brian Leach, Mike Richter, Alexei Kovalev.
No, I can give you a name that's worse than them.
What?
Mark Benjamin.
Yeah, he's gone. I think he's gone. You know, it'd be funny if he fires Terry on and they sack him right afterwards, which I think is going to happen. I wonder.
Well,
somebody's got to go.
You know what?
Somebody's got to go.
Yeah, and you know who's got to go? I don't know how you call it in English, sorry, but Trevor Timmons. He's the guy for the last 10 years who recruits everybody. Oh, yeah, he had good picks like, McDonough. And you had Piquet Subban, Carey Price, Pacioretty, but all the other guys, I mean, no, I think he is the guy. If we have to lose and do saber of us, fuck, man. But if you have to do that, he is the guy that should be fired.
Bergevin, I would rather Bergevin go. I would rather Bergevin go than Terrion. I don't know if it's fair. I mean, he had him winning. He's got him in the playoffs a few times. But unless I had some information where the players didn't like him or something was going on in there, I don't see any reason to fire him. It's just like you said, the team is not that stacked as far as their depth. So it's, I mean, they have good players. It's like a shell of a really good team. They need a few more components to go to the next level or the next round of the playoffs.
But if they want to fire Terrien, we as fans, and especially the media, the French media, is going to have to accept the fact that we are in 2015 and we're going to have to hire an Anglophone coach. That's it.
Yeah. I don't know.
If we want the best coach in the NHL, I mean, that's going to be part of my debate tonight because it's something big with the French media, and I'm pissed off about that. Oh, no, the coach has to speak French because he speaks every day, blah, blah. I don't fucking care.
You want to win, and I don't blame you. Jesus. You think I give a shit?
Give me a Scott, man.
I have a French Canadian.
Who's the coach?
I have a French Canadian coach.
St. Louis that's going to finish his contract this year. Give it to me. Come here. Come on.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to plug your buddy, Mr. Simon Lebeau. Am I saying that correctly?
Simon Lebeau.
Lebeau. Excuse me, Simon. This is pretty funny. He made these. Actually, I should say this. Jermaine bought these for me and Dave for Christmas. It was really, really nice, and I love them. And it's fantastic. And the guy does a really, really good job. And if you check in the description box below, you can check him. I am not getting paid for this commercial. I'm doing this because this guy does good work, and he's a friend of Jermaine's. And I think that's really, really cool. I think that's really, really cool.
He said to me that he will build an Anglophone website pretty soon.
Okay.
It is part of his project.
Yeah. I'm not saying. I'm saying this would probably be a good idea. I like his work. I don't care what language he speaks. I mean, they have.
Oh man, you look good in blue. You look good in blue.
I look good.
Too bad he's the Ranger. It should be the Nordique.
What, Nordiques? I'd wear a Nordiques jersey. I knew a guy had a Joe Sakic jersey I grew up with. All right. Let's see. What's this guy's name? GS. Jards, I think his name is. They might be punishing him more for breaking the concussion protocol. He refused to get tested on the bench. They tested him for a concussion after the game. All right, here's the thing. Yeah, that's what I understand too. What's the rule on the concussion protocol? I thought if the spotters identify you, and I don't know this for a fact, if the spotters identify you, you got to go. And Andre Corbeil, I don't know if you caught the beginning of the show. I'm not. The argument is just so finished to me whether he did this on purpose. You can believe what you want, and you can come to good conclusions. What I'm saying, let me make this clear. This was a bad decision because it's going to shed light on the concussion protocol and give the guys that are, and more players are joining this lawsuit all the time, a friggin' opportunity to say, look, they didn't change a damn thing. The NHL cannot afford to hand $500 million to ex-players that more than likely mismanage their money. This is the biggest mistake they have made since the lockout of 1995, which killed all their momentum in North America. And probably Europe, too. So it has nothing to do whether he did it or not. Look, if I thought he did it on purpose and I was 100% on that, I want the guy out of the goddamn league, not 20 games. Anybody does that, they're psychos. They need to get out. I don't personally believe that because A, Weidman's history. B, he had no motivation to hit him. And with that, why did he hit the linesman? That guy's blowing guys off sides, the people off sides. The linesman can't make the call. Why would he be mad at the linesman? Why wouldn't he clock the referee? And the fact that he did look winded, that he did look confused. And here's the thing, Andre. They're going to use this in the concussion lawsuit, which is a much bigger problem than Weidman sitting out less games than 20. They should absolutely gave him enough games. They should have gave him enough games if they didn't believe him, which I don't think they do believe he was concussed, where he couldn't appeal it. But now the appeals process will take forever. An arbiter will more than likely get involved, and after that, it's going to court where it's a slam dunk for Weidman. Because all he has to do is say that he had a concussion, and a doctor agree with that, and the doctor will go on to say he wasn't responsible for his action. There you go. There's your few $100,000 back. That's it. That's the big problem. So I don't care whether Weidman did it or not at this point. I want my league intact. That's the big picture. Right, Germ?
You're absolutely right, for sure. I mean, it's been a long time since we know here at in Montreal that the NHL, the Batman and the other guy that is ugly, that Campbell. I mean, they do a great job to have money, but after that, they don't know hockey.
I don't even think they're good at that. The NHL is about on par with inflation from the 90s since he got there. I don't think they're that good at that. I mean, look, things have gotten better to some. I mean, I think removing the blue line or the red line made things interesting. I mean, really, hockey from 2000, I'd say 5 or 6, right about till about 2013 was great. It's starting to dip slowly. Stahli, the playoffs are looking less like war. At least the early rounds are, but the late rounds aren't. And and we're saying goodbye to a huge part of hockey and Canadian culture, which I'm going to miss, and I don't think it's good for the game.
It's not. Yeah. Since they want to ban the fight, and since Fox bring up the puck trade, the puck, the puck flash.
Yeah, I mean that's like they're going back to ice. They didn't work 20 years ago. Why would they work now? And all you have to say is, I can't remember the last time I watched the puck. You don't have to watch the puck. You fucking idiot. It's not baseball. What do you do when it's a home run? You watch the ball go all the way in the stands? Whee! What are you, an idiot? When you watch basketball,
there is something.
When you watch basketball, do you when the guy takes a 3-point shot, do you follow it like this?
Oh. Man,
no, you look at the.
Don't talk about basketball. Sucks, man.
You look at the basket.
It's not fun.
Are you watching the ball? The only time you watch a ball in any sport, which is understandable, is American football when the quarterback's throwing it. Are you watching it when it's tucked under the running back's hands? No! Don't watch the puck, stupid! Greg Wyshynski said, keep your eye off the puck. I said, don't watch it, stupid. That's my next book. You gotta be a moron. I can't see the puck. I honestly believe if you can't see the puck or you say that in my presence, I should have the legal right to saw your eyes out. With a chainsaw.
Yeah, and anyway, 80% of the play is not where the puck is.
Yes! I don't know. I mean, look, I grew up with the game. You're Canadian. I mean, I grew up in the Northeast. The hockey's a little more popular, So maybe, I can't see the puck. Something tells me somebody.
You know what? If you don't see the puck, buy a fucking HD TV. That's it. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Standing up. What do you people that just watch hockey? I can't see the puck. What do you do this?
If somebody say to me, I can't see the puck, I will say, well, you don't know hockey. I mean,
Well, I mean,
you never
you could-
watch a hockey game. I mean, that's impossible. I always saw the puck. I don't care. It was black and white.
I try to remember like
And
if
I
I
saw
ever
the
even
puck.
looked. If I ever even looked at it, there's so much going on. I don't know. I'm into Hicks along. Who watches the puck? You can't.
I mean, they are painting the ice white. This is not the color of the ice. You dumb. It's not you, Tommy, but it's white.
I know.
To see the puck.
You don't even need to see it.
But-
Look, you can tell by what I usually tell people when I'm not being an idiot like I am now is like watch the players move. They skate differently with the puck, except if you're Pavel Bure.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
They skate differently. Then
That's
you know he
how
has
I
it.
learned to.
Do you really watch
to
the
watch
ball
the
when a
puck?
basketball player has it? Do you follow the ball? You just see if it goes over or not.
No, basketball. I watch only the 10 last second of the game. I
You should
mean,
be-
why do I?
Watch the play. Watch
I
the
mean-
play, not the puck. You dope. Is that what everybody else does? Am I just the only guy? Everybody else is just watching the ball in sports and watching and like nothing else. I'm watching everything that I can. The worst
Of
thing about
course.
watching it on TV is you can't see guys hit each other in the balls when the play is in the other end of the ice. That's my favorite part.
Yeah,
All right.
and even better when you're on site. I mean, that's awesome. You can watch everything. Just watch the goalie, play, put his finger on his nose, and during the time that his team is, the other end of the ice. Okay, I'm trying to joke, but it doesn't
It's
work.
all right. I always appreciate what you do. You're great. Go put your name in the chat. Tell everybody to sub you, and make sure you sub Jermaine and check out his broadcast. I'm probably not gonna be able to check it out today because it's 7:30. I'm probably gonna try to go to sleep, but who knows? I'm
Yeah,
kind of hyped
it's gonna
up
be
right now.
bilingual, and I'm gonna be pissed off about everybody in the Habs.
Okay.
Everybody.
And they deserve it. They deserve it. So you want some?
They
you
fucking
want to
deserve
see
it,
an
so-
angry Frenchman? Oh, and I'll send you that thing as soon as it's over. By the way, I'll send you that thing. Get back to work.
Yeah, okay.
You're gonna get in trouble. Get back to work. Bye-bye.
Yeah, sure.
Peace.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. I got to start being ruder. The guys in sports radio, they don't give a shit. They're like, thanks for the call. Thanks for the call. Thanks for the call. Some cool headlines. The University of Minnesota announced Wednesday that Amanda Kessel, sister of Phil Kessel, will be back in the Golden Gophers women's team lineup after missing 2 years after suffering a concussion. Good to see you back, Amanda. We need you on Team USA. And that's really super duper great news. I'm all wound up now. Let's. Oh, I want to say something real quick. For the folks that watched the show yesterday, I got a plethora of apologies for busting my nuts because I didn't do the show Thursday. Why I am sympathetic, or I mean that's not the right word. Why I appreciated the apologies. They're absolutely unnecessary. There is no way you guys could have known what was going on with me, and I saw one of them, and they had no effect on me whatsoever. I saw one of them, and I encourage ball busting. I certainly can't say what a phony hypocrite would I would say. You didn't know my friend died, so therefore you're me. No, that's not gonna do it. That's not why I got upset. That's not me. So you keep the ball busting coming in. No guilt here. And because I don't need you to feel sorry for me. I don't need, I appreciate the sympathy, but I definitely don't need you guys feeling sorry for me. And what's going on is we got the normal healthy stress, like the baby's coming, we're doing this, we're doing that, doing the other thing. And they sprinkled a little tragedy on it. And that sucks. And I lost it. And I lost it when I saw that kid. But, again, there is absolutely no reason whatsoever for an apology to me under something like that. But I do appreciate your sympathy. I really do. Last night in the National Hockey League, Robin Lerner of the Buffalo Sabres earned his second W of the year. And the Sabres came back against the Habs. 4-2 victory. Let's go, Buffalo. All right, I never thought I'd be saying that, even though I still get nasty messages from Sabres fans because I stole Keith Overman's line, worst thing on earth. I called the Buffalo Sabres the worst fans on earth. They all took it literally, a big dummy. They are pretty bad. Rooting for a tank. That's funny. When Shinski's talking about maybe Montreal should start losing on purpose. Get that first round draft pick. What a sportsman he is, Greg Wyshynski. What a sportsman. Yeah. He's incredible. Nikita Kucherov has a goal and a helper as the Tampa Bay Lightning go on to defeat the Detroit Red Wings 3-1. Tampa Bay, he's heating up. Heating up. The Tampa Bay Lightning, Stamkos getting together. The triplets. Oh, do I got to listen to that all playoffs? We're halfway through this, folks. I guess it's time to hear a lot about the triplets. Monahan earned his first 4-point night of his career against the Canes. 1 goal, 3 assists. Congratulations, Mr. Monahan. Calgary takes that 4-1. They can't win a game, the Canes. I don't even talk about them. They suck so bad. They're hard to watch. A lot of games in the National Hockey League tonight. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Boston's in Buffalo. Take on the Sabres. The North Stars are playing my Rangers. That's right. I said North Stars. At 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Oil, Ottawa. It should be a big win coming off that big Connor McDavid goal. Oh, God, I love that. By the way, if you guys want to send me in what your favorite highlight of the night, and you can think of a song, or do you want me something to redo like I did the Connor McDavid clip, you want to give me ideas, and I'll like all theatrical it up. If you liked what I did, send me your favorite clip at the Shot from the Point Facebook site, right? Shot from the Point Hockey. Send it in at Shot from the Point Hockey. Do I have the Facebook site in there? Well, I have the little Facebook logo there. So if you think I should, like, you want me to, I don't know, Shot from the Point up the clip, you just let me know. No promises, but maybe I can do it. And you can think of the song that goes with it. I get final call, of course. Go ahead. 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. The New Jersey Devils are in Toronto. Take on the Leafs. Another bunch of losers. Oh, you Jersey fans, you guys are funny. You guys win a Stanley Cup this year because the Rangers are falling apart. You know, it's really what's it like to be a part of a franchise that you dig Ranger losses more than you dig your own team winning Stanley Cups. Jersey is not on the rise. They will make the playoffs. That's it. There's a lot more work to be done there, but I am impressed. They are outdoing what I thought they would do. A little underwhelming. I don't think the Islanders are that great. They're about as better, but they have a big short against them. They're taking on the Cats tonight. Probably the best team in the NHL. And Detroit Red Wings, they're in Florida. Take on the Cats. Good luck, Cats. Good luck, Cats. I like the Cats now because what's his name over in Boston likes them. I think it's funny to have a Boston fan with the Cats. I think that's fun. San Jose, they take on the St. Louis Blues. St. Louis Blues. That's also at 8 o'clock. Philadelphia Flyers, they're in Nashville, take on the Predators. 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. The Stars, they take on the Colorado Avalanche. Stars tonight, 9. Chicago Blackhawks, they're in Arizona, 9 o'clock. And 2 late night games, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard. Ducks, Kings. Nice little rivalry right there. Didn't they beat them the other last week? Ducks, Kings in the Staples Center. Check that out. And the last one, Columbus, the lonely Columbus Blue Jackets. Ooh, what did I just do? I was turning off the music before I was supposed to. What the hell? There we go. Lonely Columbus Blue Jackets take on those knuckleheads. Those crazy knuckleheads. I love them knuckleheads. Absolutely. Love them. Love them, love them. Thank you very much for being in the Creepy Tommy C. Make sure you check out Shot from the Point Live, the greatest comedy podcast on planet Earth. Planet Earth. It's the best. Nothing's better. The great Jake Link, legendary Jake Link, who had in fact, here's how I'm going to sell this. All right? Here's how I'm going to sell this, okay? This is how I'm going to do this. I have behind-the-scenes footage on what I had to do to get Jake to fall for that dumb prank. And you're going to get to hear it live Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That being the Chris Russo prank. So I hope you guys check that out. Otherwise, thank you very much. Have a great hockey night. God damn, if your team's not playing, I don't know how that's I don't even know how that's possible. And get out of my damn face.